I did not want to make this video. So much of me wanted to not make this video, but it's like I would be wrong if I didn't. So, of course, you wouldn't know who this guy is unless you've seen a couple people speak on it already. But this man's name is Arreion Toles. And he is the black man that got into the confrontation with Hillary Brooke Thornton at his apartment complex a couple nights ago. And I did a couple of videos. At first, I did the video talking about the incident itself, and then, of course, the one about her being fired. Some people were questioning whether that was true or not. Believe me, it's true. I'll actually post a link to this article down below, and it'll actually express that she was indeed fired. But the reason why I'm making this video is because I'm starting to think it's a symptom that a lot of black people have when it comes to dealing with racist white people. And that doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman, or age, young, old, whatever. Where they do something to us, and it's almost like it's expected of us to forgive them or to extend an arm out of compassion when it's not warranted and or needed. Because if the shoe was on the other foot, they would not do the same thing to us. Now, in this case, what he did is the complete opposite of what I would have done. But let me tell you what he decided to do. He said, and let me go down because I want to quote what he said. He said, "I was kind of blown away, shocked, and like, wow." From that point right there, when he said he was shocked, I already knew what the direction this was heading. See, that's another thing. Black people, whoever's listening to this, if you encounter a racist white person, or a white person that you deem probably suspected of being racist, don't be shocked when they do the things. Know what climate we are living in right now. Nothing they do should be considered or deemed shocking. I don't care if you've known the person for eons. Don't be surprised or shocked by anything they do. He said, "If I did not have my camera out, I feel it could have gone a totally different way." He then goes on to say, and this is the part that really pissed me off and others. He says, "I am not mad at her. I am not upset with her. I am not going to go after her legally or anything like that. I wish her the best. I would still have a conversation with her." Wrong, 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 red flag, wrong again, and over again. Everything that he said in that statement was just, let's put it this way, if this was a test and it was multiple choice, he would get every answer wrong. He would fail that test. Let's break this down. He said, "I am not mad at her." Why aren't you mad at her? This woman just profiled you. She tried to keep you from going into your home where you lived. That would piss me off, especially after I came home from a long day at work. Who knows what I had to deal with at work with people or customers to have to come home, my place of solitude, and have to deal with her rude, ignorant ass. Let's keep going. He says, "I am not upset with her." That can pretty much go with the same thing as him being mad and upset. But why not? Why wouldn't you be upset? He said, "I'm not going to go after her legally or anything like that." That was the biggest red flag right there. You're not going to sue her? You could have sued her for harassment, because that's exactly what she did, and kidnapping, because she basically tried to keep you hostage, held up in that elevator to keep you from going to your apartment, and she kept following you. So that could have been harassment, stalking, and kidnapping charges right there. 3 missed opportunities. Let's see. He said, "I wish her the best." I wouldn't wish her a damn thing. Except maybe to, I don't know, choke on some dog fur that came from her head. And then he said he would still have a conversation with her. I say all this to say this. If you are going to say all of what you just said, what was the goddamn point of you recording the incident at all? That pretty much negates what you just said before you said anything, this second paragraph. When he said, "If I didn't record this, it could have went a totally different way." Well, guess what? You might as well have not recorded it at all if you were going to say all of this. and we would have never known about it. It would have just been hearsay. See, that's why it's hard for a lot of black people to want to empathize and sympathize with people in situations such as these. Because when you start to do this, this is when a lot of black people start to scale back on the situation. Now, what this woman did was clearly messed up. It really was. She's not going to see it that way. She won't see it that way. The only good thing that came out of this is that she was fired. But that doesn't really mean anything because she could get hired somewhere else in a place where people don't know her or know about this story. The only good thing you did was expose her. But after that and after this, you went completely into a whole nother realm. This whole forgiveness thing that black people seem to be on, it needs to stop. It really does. It needs to end yesterday. Hell, I can go back further than yesterday. It needs to end years ago. This whole forgiveness thing is very problematic. You don't see other people forgiving us if we do something out of pocket. And that's the thing. And I hate to say this because I never thought I would say this, but if this is another black person, how much you want to bet he wouldn't have forgiven that person for it? That's a rarity too as well. So you mean to tell me you'll forgive them, but you wouldn't forgive your own if they did something to you? Not saying that you should, because they could do something just as messed up. What I'm saying is, do not be quick to forgive when you have been wronged. Especially if what they did was deemed unforgivable and she did not even apologize for what she did. Like, if you were going to forgive them, at least give them the opportunity to give a genuine apology, at which I still wouldn't forgive them. But wait for them to say something before you come out of your mouth and say anything at all. Because there's a lesson to be learned here, and by you saying I forgive her in so many words, he might as well said that. If you sum everything he just said, he might as well have said that. Because if you're going to forgive so quickly and so easily, then that means that they are allowed to continue running over you. And that's what they want. Why do you think when Eric Garner got killed a few years ago, and the media asked his wife, do you forgive the cops of what they were doing? And she said no. The media kind of like gasped a little bit. They was like, oh. They were shocked. They were shocked that a black person actually said they were not going to forgive these individuals for killing their loved one. It shocked them. It shocked me because we're so used to actually seeing and hearing that forgiveness stuff. You only forgive when you feel like forgiving the person when they have first apologized for what they did, and then you decide if you want to forgive them. Me, I would be the one that would let that hang over their head for as long as possible. People will say you should forgive people because then it'll make you feel good. Bump that. It's 2018. We are not in 1918. I'm not saying it's wrong for you to forgive, but don't be so quick to forgive and forgive so quickly and so easily. Like, the dust hasn't even settled on this situation right here, and already you're saying you want to have a conversation with her. I don't even want to live in the same building as her. The best thing they could do is evict her, kick her out. They probably most likely won't do it. They say, well, we fired her. That should be good enough. Because minimal punishment to them is like the maximum punishment. So like I said, the only good thing about this is that she got exposed for who she is. She got fired. The bad thing is you coming behind that and saying what you just said. But you know what? He's not the only one that does this. It's a lot of other black people who have done it. Whenever something happens to a black person, we have to sit back and hope for many things. 1, will the person actually be charged? 2, will they get arrested? 3, will they go to trial? 4, will they get convicted? 5, if they get convicted, how many years will they get? 6, if they don't get convicted, are they going to get another job? Most likely they will. And 7, will the person who has been wronged will they do the forgiving thing? And you know what's so sad? All of those have happened, but only one of them has happened on a very low scale, and that's the conviction. But everything else has happened in a very, very high rate. That's all I really have to say as it pertains to this. Y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. The links will be in the description. I'll talk to you in the next one.